Well, okay, Laverne, here we go again. Let's not make any boo-boos.
Well, Shirley, here we are again. Nice
And
to see
Laverne,
you.
I think you just look lovelier than ever in that color. I wish I had it on.
Well, here. No. Well, it's nice to see you. And again, the Yacht Club has been nice enough to let us use their facility so that we have a beautiful backdrop of sunny Pensacola.
They've been very kind, yeah.
Now, if they just let you win on Friday.
Oh, and when we ate here that night, it was very delicious.
Yeah.
In fact, we're coming back, remember, as soon as Teresa comes back?
Yes.
We're coming back on Friday night.
Did you have, what did you have, shrimp? Did you have shrimp?
Well, I hate to tell you that my memory's going, but whatever I had was good.
It was really crowded that night, too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that brings up a good point here, is that the Yacht Club's just one of the things here in Pensacola. You know, we had a question that somebody wrote into, and they were trying to debate about whether or not they wanted to go to maybe New Orleans or Biloxi for vacation. So someone asked, why should someone come here and vacation in Pensacola?
Because there's not a thing that you could find anywhere that you're looking for you can't find here. I mean, they've got a variety of things. They got the most beautiful beach, most beautiful ballpark. Their downtown is expanding more every day. And I can't go on without mentioning my daughter-in-law and her bodacious, what is it?
Family of stores.
Yeah. And
But her bodacious brew is really, and the olive store coming along really great. The renovation there.
mm-hmm. And you know, we did the candy store, and that was fun. Very fattening.
It was delicious. And you know, now I understand Rishi has sourdough, cookie dough.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing I really don't understand too much, but
Well, it's very popular with
yeah, I guess
kids
it's the
and,
new thing now. But isn't that on baked cookie dough?
It's unbaked cookie dough without any eggs in it, so you won't get salmonella. But it's quite popular, and it's available.
Because I remember when you'd be baking or cooking, and the kids would go like this. You'd say, "Oh no, that's going to hurt you."
Yeah, because of the egg in there.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because they're uncooked. But it's now safe. So you too can have sourdough.
Well, and like I say, they've had all kinds of events lately. Wasn't there the symphony and?
They did it in the Maritime Park. It was awesome. And the ball games.
Oh yeah, and the what races? The cockroaches.
Yeah, you can chase the roach and you can run the bases. I think your great grandson liked to do that too when he was here.
Oh yeah, they like to do everything. They're very, very intelligent, smart children.
Well, speaking of that, I did promise on our last episode that I would give an update about Daniel.
Oh yes,
Who?
There's quite a history to Daniel and his romances.
Well,
If you don't want it to last long, just introduce the girls to Laverne. She'll take care of it.
Well, actually, he's dating a very nice girl that I like her, and I'm going back out there in August. The funny kind of story in a nutshell was he didn't know her last name, and that was my job to find out her last name. They had been dating for a couple months, and he didn't know her last name. So I did tell him if he's dating somebody else in August when I visit, he should know their last name.
Yeah. And then there was another one that she called you Laverne and not Mrs. Baker, and you didn't like that. And I says, well, my in-laws call me Shirley.
I know, but didn't they get your in-laws?
I mean, my
Your
daughter-in-laws and...
But that's when after they met you the
No.
first time. They just automatically called you Shirley?
Shirley. Mm-hmm. All of them.
Well,
I figured when you'd sound like you're old, oh, Mrs. Studer. I mean...
I think over here in the
sounds
South
friendlier,
it's a little...
friendlier when you're... I suppose it's maybe not as respectful, and I don't expect little children to say hi, Cheryl, but... I mean, it's a lot friendlier, I think, for Rishi She never's called me anything but Shirley right away. He says, this is my mother, Shirley, but she didn't say call. Oh, some people,
Well, she was
some girls have
older.
trouble.
This girl was 24 years old.
Well, she was older than that, ha.
No, I know. So I think the older you are, maybe she's closer to your age because you're young as well.
Oh, yeah.
but-
I think, aren't you supposed to start deducting after a certain age?
Well, this would be a good thing for the audience to poll, and maybe they can reply on our Facebook page. Do you feel that when you first meet the parents of the person you are dating, should you call them by their first name or get permission to call
Well,
them?
when you're first introduced, that's a different story.
Well, that was
Yeah.
what this was. She called me LB the first time she met me. LB.
Well, that's kind of cute.
No, I know, but we would like to hear from the audience. Wouldn't you like people to go on our Facebook page and give us a response?
Well, I think there's more serious problems than what they call you.
Well, I agree.
Do
but
they get
sometimes-
along? Do they like each other? Are they going to be nice to each other? And the big thing is be kind.
Well, I know, but don't you think first impressions are usually pretty good indications?
Well, sometimes.
Well, anyway, I would be interested to know. So please feel free to either email us or go to our
I think
Facebook
it's your own
page.
preference, really, but I'm sure that Quinn probably told her, well, my mother's name is my mother, Shirley.
Well, I remember when I first met you in the hospital, I didn't call you Shirley until the card I addressed to you was Mrs. Studer, and then
Oh.
later you said, call me Shirley.
Because you're Laverne. I says, it's Laverne and Shirley.
Right, but you didn't, yeah, but I didn't want to assume.
And the other women I met there was Dee Dee and all those other ones. I never called them Mrs. Bear or Mrs. What's her name?
Oh, Belle.
Belle Bear and Dee Dee someone.
Well, they're younger than you, too.
Oh, come on.
No, the protocol is when you're older, you can call the people by their first name that are younger than you.
Well, my grandson now, he's 44 or whatever it is now. And when he was a kid, it was always Grandma, Grandma. Now that he's old, he calls me, he always says, hi, Cheryl, is this you?
That's kind of cute, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a good relationship with all my children.
Well, he's coming down with his son at the end of July to go to the Flight Academy, which is a big draw for people.
Another
Here.
Quentin, by the way.
Yeah, he's a Quentin fourth, Q4.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know when Becky got married, and she always loved her brother, and she'd always say, when I get married and have a baby, I'm going to name it Quentin. I says, you can't. I says, that's your brother has to get married and have a boy, name him Quentin.
Well, he's lucky he had a boy, 2 boys. He's lucky he had boys.
Yeah.
A girl, would he have named a girl Quentin?
No, and I wouldn't want Quintina either.
Or Quintet?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Well, it all worked out.
Well, anyway, you're happy with
Camille. Camille is her
Camille,
name.
yeah.
Yes, and I do know her
I went
last
through
name.
several, see, that's why I have to
Yes,
ask.
in several years. I've gone through them too with you. So, I mean, I feel like you've been a great support, and you're always siding with Daniel, though.
Yeah, I also side with Dick.
Yeah, you do.
That's her husband, poor guy.
Yeah. Well,
But he's courting me now.
oh, don't tell on national TV.
Well, who comes over and visits me at night when you don't come?
Your son, Rishi.
Your husband?
Well, he enjoys your company as well.
Yeah, well, I got a little thing I shake with. It's happy hour, and he makes my drink.
That's a really good idea. People need those. In fact, in his sleep one night, I'm going to shake one and see if he bolts up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
A dead sleep, and see if he does it.
Well, at our club, one of the girls did that, brought that, and we started it just as a joke. We make it sound like we're big drinkers, and we're really not.
Oh, no, 2-drink limit.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5.
Some people can handle it and some can't, so that's
Right.
it.
Right. Well, so any other updates that you have for, you know?
I'll think of a million of them tonight when I lay down in bed.
No, but you went to Atmore a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. I
And
mean,
you had
it's not
another-
nice, but we always call it church.
But you had another big win.
Yep, I told you what I was going to do. I was going to go in there and go to that one machine and put in $100 and see what I can do with it. And I walked off with $900.
And $28.
Oh, she keeps track.
Well, I just couldn't believe it. There it just went.
Yeah.
I mean, her eyes just got all big, and it was so cute.
But then, if I had any brains, I'd put it in my pocket and go home. But no, I have to go and find other machines that might be a little hungrier.
but you did come home
I
with
ended
money,
up, yes.
which was fine.
Yeah. But that's a tiring place, I'll tell you.
Well,
Well, one thing, I chase her, you know, she's Miss Quickie. And here's me being the walker, can't see. Someday I'm going to run someone over.
well, it was very crowded that day too,
Yeah,
and there
yeah.
seemed to be a lot going on.
Oh, it's nice. It's nice. I went to Vegas every year.
Did you go with your husband?
No, the girls went. Oh, I went with my husband, but a group of girls went each year.
Well, that was fun. And did you go the same time?
He went
every year?
hunting. He was like Boo Weekly. he was a hunter. And during hunting season, he could go hunting every weekend, and I stayed home with the kids. So my outlet was going to Vegas.
Well, that was. Did you go at the same time every year? The same month every year?
Well, no. Any time was good in
I
Vegas.
just didn't know if it was a lucky time for you.
No.
Well, Shirley, here's one more question that I think would be good to kind of wrap up today's taping with. And that someone has written, what if you had words of advice to give someone with your parting words from this world, what might that be? What you've learned through your whole life that you'd like to
Well,
share?
I should say, and I should say it to myself, don't say anything you might regret and not forgive yourself for, and be kind.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful word. That sounds like wonderful words of wisdom, and I think you do practice that.
I don't like to hurt anybody's feelings.
Well, here's to.
When I hurt yours, I'm only kidding.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you, Shirley.
Happy
Another
days,
great.
happy days are coming, huh?